What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Nerd Edition, Holy Try Football Podcast. It's me, AY, 20 from the beautiful state capital, Blue State, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. To my west, Eberg. What's up?
Chili, just watched yet another Pitt basketball thrashing, but the loyal ones know I don't even recognize college basketball as a real sport right now, so it doesn't matter. Nothing to do with Pitt basketball's poor play of the last half dozen years, but
It's not feast.
just a coincidence that I'm happening to not recognize it as a real sport.
Can to my east. What's up?
Chili did, like Dan said, chili today, hot tamale. Hopefully, not really though. It will get colder. It'll be a chilly one this weekend. Perfect weekend for Chile itself.
Indeed, Chile across the foreseeable future, that's for sure. We are into week 12. Before we get going, of our loyal listeners, loyal watchers, loyal viewers, one from the Bloom area, Andy Hergen. He'll be watching this. Maybe in the waiting room. Scheduled baby coming Friday, so good deal there.
Ooh, he could go in the waiting room here too. We can put him backstage if he wants. You can text him the link.
Yeah, I don't know. He's rather shy. I don't know how much to say, but so good deal
Mazel
there.
tov to him and the spouse.
Yep, we'll see. So maybe he can. This will help him pass the time. And State gets Gers, so that'll be exciting for him as well. We are on to week 12. Before we do get into that, let's go over some from last week. I'm trying to switch tabs here if they want to load for me.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into that, our thoughts and condolences.
Yeah.
I was going to say that first. I'm not going to really talk about the Pitt Virginia game. It's a twisted thought, certainly, to think watching those guys play and then 30 hours later.
Yeah.
It's thoughts and condolences with those affected and close to them.
The ACC football family.
That's right. Extended family.
These ass-strong jokes.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's weird. And that's why I was like, I can't. Of course, I would have plenty of fresh material.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's terrible.
But
so no smooth way here. So we're just gonna make a hard right into last week. I mean, well, Georgia passed the test. USC passed their test. Michigan didn't have a test. Let's start with Dan. Great call there, out in Austin.
Well, I didn't call this one. I was rooting for them. You know, I'm in the bag for the Huskies this year.
I thought you had Washington outright.
I don't think so. I did LSU outright the week before. I don't think I.
I thought you did.
Remember, I was concerned that when I heard they might be wearing the Joey Harrington jerseys. I was very concerned about my Huskies, but no, they put on a show. It was just
they did not go Joey Harrington. They went the opposite. They went bright and yellow instead of dark green and black.
So that was talking about a red herring in terms of the uniform leak. But it was. I mean, similar to. I mean, I didn't watch the Arizona State game they lost, but certainly similar to the UCLA game. They just had made a couple of crucial mistakes that, and their defenses, as you probably saw, not the strongest unit out there in the country, but they can move the ball. Have been pretty much all year. Congrats to them. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what Oregon does this week, and then I believe does Washington still play Utah? I suppose not, right?
I don't think they do.
They play Washington State next week.
Yeah.
And then they play Colorado this week. So they could quite possibly be in the clubhouse in the Pac-12 because that was 14-1. But they've got some traffic in front of them. The Oregon Utah loser or winner, I should say, will still have one loss. So it's again traffic, and they have UCLA with two losses. So They definitely need some help, but impressive nonetheless to put on that type of offensive display. Michael Penix, but for the one mistake, was perfect. And Bo Nix, you got to give him credit. They didn't. Oregon didn't lose because of him. They lost because he wasn't out there in all likelihood. So, shout out to him. Just continue to prove me wrong week after week. It's not on the level of me versus Joe Burrow in 2019, but it's a tier below in terms of just saying this guy's he's not that good. He's gonna fall off, and then he's just not. He is not.
Shout out to his family.
Shout out to his family. But yeah, that's good stuff. And then we rode that momentum into the UFC. Some craziness. Bonus recap. UFC madness. Most first round finishes on a UFC pay per view, and the champ is new, as they say, and new. Alex Pereira knocks out Israel Adesanya. Well, I didn't knock him out. TKO, 5th round. So good stuff.
Technically knocked out.
Technically knocked out, exactly. So I don't know what you guys were pretty locked up. Although Ken, were you preoccupied with some post game activities or?
No, we were enjoying Friendsgiving.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me.
Yep. Yeah. Enjoying the games. I had that bad beat there at the end of the half of that Georgia game. The Georgia -8.5, -9 at the half, and Mississippi State Lichiro returns that punt for a touchdown with 5 seconds left in the half. That wasn't good.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah, but otherwise, great slate of night games. That TCU game was good, and then, like you said, that Oregon-Washington game was amazing.
Yep.
But some other notables. We haven't talked about the Bama, but Bama very likely should have lost, right, in their game.
I think that's safe to at least claim.
It's fair, yeah.
They had 1st and 10 from the 12.
I thought they were going to just because of the year they've had. Yeah,
but they couldn't knock it in. Obviously, Quinshawn Judkins got tired down there. I think was what Lane was saying. Evans had gotten hurt early in the game. They didn't really have a second back to put in there. He got him down there, and you could tell that guy was gassed. And so they threw it 4 times from there and couldn't make it in. It's tough for them. Good game again, but Lane, Alabama. It's you smell the blood. They're there for the taking. They could as easily have 5 losses as they could be undefeated right now, right? 5 one-score games now, not just one-score games. I think, how many of them were on the last play of the game? Texas A&M, Texas, basically Texas at the end, Tennessee at the end of the game, and then LSU last play of the game.
Yeah.
So a lot of great stuff. But you can see Nick Saban's coaching them up. They don't have what they need on the offensive line, I think, and then obviously out wide he's not getting too much help. Bryce Young, that is. So we'll see what happens coming into this offseason. I'll tell you what, somebody's going to get an ass whooping, I feel like, in the Capital One Bowl, which I think just got a new
possible.
I think it's a Cheez-It Bowl now. Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. I don't know if it's this year. It might not be this year. It might be next year they start. But what else do we have today? This week? You want to talk about what happened up in stores?
Yes, we do.
Talk about a missed
I
opportunity.
don't actually know if it actually is in stores. Do we know if the wrench is in stores?
I don't know either.
Probably not.
Might be in Hartford. Might be in stores. The state isn't that big, so you're basically there.
Probably somewhere down in Ansonia.
Yeah.
But yeah, just an amazing. My dad, I think I did him in after I was flipping to that game almost exclusively in the first half of the Pitt game during commercial breaks, and he's like, "Why do you keep flipping to this game?" Just those that know him can imagine the tone was a little bit harsher than I made it seem. But he was, he's like, and then for this whole second half of the Pitt game, he was down. He retreated to the basement to watch it.
He had enough of your antics.
Yeah, but I was locked in, especially as Pitt had pulled away. I was locked in. It was back and forth, exciting.
Pitt pulled away immediately.
I would say, yeah, I guess, yeah. But you never know. You never know. I've watched a Pitt Marshall game turn from 28-0 or 27-0 to like 28-27. So
what's that in 2018? Was that 2018?
2016. 2016. Yeah, they played the same game against pretty much every team, regardless of the opponent caliber. Irregardless, excuse me. Yeah. But yeah, they got some penalty offense help. But I'm telling you, Victor Rosa, a name to watch. Nasty Frosh running back for the Con. And they're bowl bound. Hugh, gracious in defeat. Seemed like he was happy for Mora. How could he not be? And then they stormed the field. So we literally missed the most awesome thing by not going.
Wow.
And I blame Can because he couldn't move that game to College Park. You think it would have mattered if they would have moved to College Park, the outcome in your game?
They would have gotten the 3 points for what's it called?
And now Pitt, of course, keeps winning, so they're probably not going to be in a position to play Con in the bowl game unless they lose these last 2 games. So I'm pretty disappointed that talking about a missed opportunity. I suppose we could have done. Did we ever look? What was the Camp Hill to the Wrench? We could have got up at like 6 and done a quick pregame show and then witnessed that. But
Yeah, I don't know. I know I tracked it from Bloom. It was, I want to say it was like 5.5, 6.
yeah, we could have done it,
We could have made it work.
but not to be. We'll have to find another opportunity down the road. Well, Can needs to just get season tickets. That's the solution.
That's the solution.
Yeah.
We need to find a way to get Con. What if we got Con Wyo in a bowl game?
Oh my gosh. Why a huge game this week? That was the one absence from the schedule, or the slate, I believe. Wyo and Boise playing for the Mountain West.
They're
Supremacy.
They're catching 14.
Yeah, that's an insult. They're probably gonna be my lock. Spoiler alert. That's an insult.
That is they're catching 14 at home in a game where the over-under is 44.
Exactly. It's not like Bowl is even, or the Boise's even that good.
No, they were
They've had
ass early.
Yeah,
They're
they've had
they're better now, but
confusing results. What else did we? It wasn't that eventful. It was certainly.
No, Perkins went off. The LSU freshman, but they.
Oh
needed,
yeah.
But Arkansas, they're running. What's the number 4's name? He's a freaking gazelle out there. He's a track star, playing quarterback. Doesn't really do much for them throwing, but he can run. What is his name again? Let me see here. I don't even know who they ended up having. Hornsby, Malik Hornsby, that's his name. Fantastic track star. But LSU avoiding the letdown. I don't think it was, it was right at the line, so people expected it. But it was a good performance, I thought. Purdue taking care of business against Illinois as well. Vanderbilt
taking care of business as like a touchdown underdog.
Yeah. Exactly. They reverse covered them.
Can we do some stage setting for the playoff and the Big Ten West, because it is there are about as many playoff scenarios as there are Big Ten West
basically
champions.
it's if Michigan doesn't get upset by Illinois somehow this weekend, then Iowa controls their own destiny after everything that they've done.
I refuse to let that happen. And I'm sorry, Nick, if you're paying attention to this, but I cannot. Go Gophers, go
everybody.
Who did we all pick? Well, AY and Nebraska. Who did you pick from the West, Ken?
I think I went Wisconsin. It might have been.
Okay, so I had Minnesota. So I have the best possible chance.
Right.
But
Eastern Michigan's about to win here as a touchdown and a half underdog. Good
job, Emo. So, but this is what I keep saying: if Purdue has the easiest path to 6 wins, which I think is what you have to think is the most important. in this Big Ten West. Because, I mean, I'm definitely rooting for Minnesota and then Nebraska. Either of which could beat them. I don't care what anybody says.
I think anybody could beat anybody in that division.
Yeah. But Purdue's got Indiana and they've got Northwestern.
Except
I mean,
for Northwestern. Sorry. Not except for Northwestern.
Yeah. And of course, we have Northwestern only winning outside of U.S. soil. The narrative that I love bringing up every week.
That's true.
But yeah, it's crazy. And then for the playoff, so we've got. I mean, I'm still including Clemson and North Carolina. You can laugh at that all you want, but there's still a couple. If a few dominoes fall, if a few dominoes fall, and that winner is 12-1, just don't be stunned.
ACC Dan.
So you got TCU in the Big 12. You've got Michigan and Ohio State in the Big 10.
Right.
You've got USC in the Pac-12.
Who I think will be out by the end of this week.
Yeah. And then you've got Georgia, Tennessee, and LSU in the SEC. Right? Because if LSU goes 11-2, they're in. I'm sorry. They're going to be in.
It's true.
So.
Texas is up 3-0 already. The game's over.
Game's over. Insurmountable lead.
Insurmountable. End the game. They will cover.
So that's my take. I guess if there was anything spicy about that, I would still say Carolina and Clemson have a chance.
No way.
But the TCU. Okay. So you need TCU to lose.
Tennessee will get in over either of those two teams.
Right. So we're going to get the Big 12 out of there, though.
Okay. You need TCU to lose TCU to lose in the championship game?
Either twice or in the championship game once. I don't think you can put them in without winning the Big 12. However unfair that might be.
Right. They will have beaten every team on their schedule.
And then it's going to come – the big domino is what happens in the Michigan and Ohio State game.
So you're talking blowout then?
Yeah.
And
you got Georgia, Tennessee. We end up with Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio State, and Clemson or North Carolina.
And you need them to finish off USC out west, right?
Oh, yeah, and USC. So, yeah, four dominoes. Yeah, so USC would need to lose.
Pushing the pillars.
Yeah. I don't care because neither of those teams are actually going to win the whole thing, but.
ACC Dan hoping for
which would, of course, the hypothetical scenario where Notre Dame is responsible for bulldozing 3 playoff contenders in the same year while going 9-3 is phenomenal.
Amazing. Whoa. Eastern Michigan play. Oh, whoa.
Is there a look-ahead line on that USC Notre Dame game yet, by chance?
I don't believe there is. I've only seen championship lines.
Yeah.
Because
that one's going to be interesting.
I guess if I'm going to say SC minus 4.
Okay.
Other news and notes from the weekend: Clark Lee getting a nice win there.
Kentucky cratering.
Yeah. Neil Brown possibly staving off firing with another.
Right. Yeah.
Their first victory over Oklahoma since the Big 12, right?
Right.
Since joining the Big 12. Smoo with the no, not a nice victory, but who else was in that noon slate? Oh, you were AY was in that noon slate. We'll talk about that later, I guess.
The Navy, the pesky Naval Academy, coming
Pesky
in the back
Naval.
door. They've done it a few times.
Malzahn. What do you think of Malzahn?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised. Do you want to talk about? Please explain to me. Okay, so we're talking about.
There's a look ahead too.
There is.
What
is it? 6? That would be my guess.
3.5.
3.5. Okay, AY on the pulse.
AY on the pulse. What's How is NC State still ranked? I know we don't care about the playoff rankings, but how is NC State still ranked?
I don't know. I didn't know they were, but yeah, you're
I
right.
didn't know they were either. I didn't even bother to look. Are you
How
sure
the
this isn't just
hell
this is
are
a
they still
bad?
ranked? I need to know what the committee thought after seeing.
So
them
they're
lose.
not ranked in either the AP or the coaches poll, right?
No. But they lose to Boston College, a horrendous Boston
I'm
College.
seeing it now. What the hell? that is terrible. Did someone fuck up? Like that's my question. Did they
Somebody
forget?
just forget.
Did they forget to update it? Because I
Yeah.
don't know that Cincinnati should be in there either. Perfectly honest.
Yeah, they lost to BC, who's absolutely been trucked. Iowa's got some type of an offense now. They're scoring at will. They put 24 on Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Miami waking up from the slumber. Their offense will 35 points on Georgia Tech.
I'm seeing Pitt got eight votes in the coaches poll. What in the hell?
Yeah.
Sorry. This is why I don't look at this stuff. I'm just either perplexed or mad.
Yeah, Kansas State absolutely trucking Baylor, but Dan thinking some surprise maybe afoot this weekend in Waco.
Oh, NC State is in the coaches poll, by the way. Ken.
Oh man. Okay, here is the true story. Jimbo is not going to a bowl this year. He has 7 losses.
Right.
Likely going to get an 8th one here against LSU.
Right.
He's looking at 4 wins for the season. Which is basically, I mean, he's almost worse than he's probably at the very best on the same level as Vanderbilt, which is amazing.
Maybe Missouri. I would say on the.
No, sorry,
Someone else
not playing wise. I'm saying record wise.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
What is there to say? I mean,
It's bad.
and we can't even speculate about how hot a seat is because you have no idea what an $85 million buyout means to the oil money down there. You don't know. I really don't.
An all-time cash-in, nonetheless.
Yes.
An all-time cash-in.
He is the ultimate casher. I want to know what he's going to do next year if anything. A couple other upsets, maybe not when it comes to
Deep in,
rankings.
it can go deep into the results.
I'm North Carolina with a nice victory. We wouldn't call it an upset.
yeah.
But we're underdogs. Correct.
It was an angle upset. It was an
There's
angle
an
upset.
angle upset there, and then Jed Fish. You want to talk about Fish, Dan? Your Fish.
Oh gosh, yes. I forgot about him.
How much of this did you stay up for, or were you were watching?
Well, I was
UFC?
watching the UFC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great stuff.
Yep. He's building something, and they have an outside shot at a bowl, right? They're 4-6. They got to beat somebody else this weekend. I was looking at it, and then they're going to beat the remnants of Herm. Who do they play this week? It was winnable. Yeah, Wazoo, and they're both at home. So Jed soaring over that. Was it 3.5 or 2.5? We looked at his over under.
I think it was 2.5.
2.5.
It was 2-0, yeah.
So good job, Jed.
Should have
And the
taken
word.
it. I should have taken it.
I was actually just looking at look at the Cougs as possibly locking up this week.
A lot. Yep.
I think there's
But it's only
something
what,
to have
3.5 or something like that, right on the road.
there. Yeah, I think there's something there for the Cougs, but we'll get to that. Cougs 4 to 7-8 kick. That was a little odd.
Alrighty.
Shall
we do it?
Let's get to let's get to week 12.
Brief slate. I like it.
Brevity.
I'm gonna go back through and edit in the morning, but then Got my days mixed up. So we're gonna stick with it though. As my page is loading. What's the first game like? Oh, there it is. TCU. Oh
We got-
boy, let's start.
Waco. Dan, what are you
TCU.
smelling here in Waco? TCU. TCU.
Is our connection all right here?
I think we're going in and out here. Hey, what? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'll tell
Dan,
you,
Dan, how you feeling about this?
I would like for TCU to lose. I get the win in Texas, we didn't really even talk about it. TCU beat Texas, for those that missed it, but that was impressive. It's the luck they've had when it comes to injuries in the prior weeks. What I said at the time and continue to think is annoying to have a team catch those types of breaks. So I'm hoping there will be some ball don't lie. Maybe it won't come until the Big 12 championship when your Cats finally can exact revenge on them. But I'm going to pick them. I'm going to keep going with it. It was the same thing. I don't think none of us had them winning. I don't think against Texas. But
Oh yeah, I did.
oh, you did, AY? You picked them.
Yeah,
None of us felt comfortable with. I know we all agreed you can't trust Texas to cover the 7.
I mean,
But
I didn't feel comfortable with either team. Yeah, but
But I'll go TCU to keep this thing rolling. I like Baylor's bones though, that they have. I think it's a solid fall up here, and the record might be a little bit misleading, but they definitely have a chance. Hence the 3-point line. And that game is what time? Early, big nude, right?
It is nude.
Yeah, we go in chronological order. I forget this every time.
Oh my God! Look at what we're picking here. So Dan, you're going Baylor.
No, I'm going TCU.
You're going TCU. I thought you were.
Yeah, I'm going to
gonna
ride
go
him. I
Baylor.
said all the reasons why I basically would be happy if TCU lost, but
Right.
I'm riding the lightning here a little bit for sure.
You were threatening money line Baylor on Sunday.
I know. I can't do it. Too emotional.
The head fake.
Head fake, too emotional. And yeah, I can't.
I'm with you there. I after that pulverizing loss from my Cats, I can't.
Oh, I don't care about that.
I'm taking TCU here, riding the Lightning, but I do hope they lose to my Cats here in the championship game.
Yeah, I mean, last week that defense was so nice. Last week,
Yep.
so nice. Bijan couldn't even go anywhere. Ewers didn't look great. Fourth quarter, that's when everything actually started to happen in that game. I'm gonna go. Look, I was on better last week, and they got absolutely boat race dump trucks against K-State. Not good. And I'm going to I'll take Baylor out right here.
All right.
Oh,
I've been,
I like it.
We had TCU against Okie State. We thought we could get the West Virginia cover, which we had until the very end.
Terrible.
Back to Frogs last week, so I'm not really trying to, bang my head against the wall and beat them every week. So I like Baylor. Yeah, give me Baylor reverse cover for the rest of the week.
there it is. To answer your question, Dan, Marcus Carr is still there.
Yep. Carr, CARR, as my mom would chant
Carr.
once upon a time.
Big one here. Just got done discussing them. Con. The disrespect. Excuse me,
Talk about disrespect.
getting 10.
This is
Army-
an auto play here, right?
Army desperate for the it's an auto play on Con, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Army is absolute ass.
Yeah, but they're desperate for the bowl. They gotta beat Con, they got somebody else, and they got Navy. They gotta get the 6 wins. So there is something to play for, even though they always played tough, despite their assness at times.
With the ass.
Yeah, Con obviously. Give me those 10.
Oh yeah, me too.
Hopefully they stop drinking by Friday from the
Hopefully.
bowl celebration. So will they be done after this, right? Is this their regular season finale? Did they have the week?
They played in week 0.
Ah, yeah, that's right. That's right. So they've got the week 13 bye.
Yeah. They did play in week 0 against Utah State. Think about that. Right?
Yep.
Utah State, what are they? Minus 28.5. Easy
Yep.
cover.
Yeah.
Easy cover. And then Utah State promptly loses to Weber State a couple weeks later.
Victor Rosa says, "I'll show you guys how to run the ball."
Oh, yeah, I think we're gonna make it a clean sweep.
Let's do it.
We have to.
Oh, you know where I have to go this next one too.
You got to back them.
Yeah.
You got to do it. What is their roster assembly like at this point? Though that's my only question. Talk about teams, and these are the games. I'll be wrong, so try and get on the opposite side of me whenever we pick this game. I'll be wrong, but what is Nebraska's roster construction like at this point? Like, is what's his name still playing? Casey Thompson.
I haven't watched him in a few weeks. I don't.
Nobody's watched it.
I don't think Casey Thompson was not playing when I was watching them against Minnesota.
Okay, good to know. And that was
2 weeks.
That was a few weeks. Well, they had a bye last
Also
week.
tune back into
Right.
that Lincoln local radio.
Oh no, they played Michigan last week.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Michigan.
Chuba Purdy played.
That's
and
right.
Smothers played.
Oh yeah, he's been
Brock's
out.
brother.
Almost a pit commit, Chuba Purdy.
He's the one. He was the.
Almost a pick commit. AY's future quarterback. Or it was a pick commit, not almost pick commit. Almost a pit signee.
Yeah.
We'll see where that goes. Wasn't Chuba in Tallahassee?
Yep.
That didn't work out.
So yeah, Casey Thompson. Yeah, he, like you said, Ken didn't play against Minnesota. Didn't play last week. So that could hint at the line. I just can't lay with the
With the whiskey.
with the Badgers.
With the
Yeah.
line hard.
Yeah.
I will yes.
So that means you should both take Wisconsin.
No. I'll go with you here.
All right. Okay.
That's
why?
good for me. Us
All on board again.
even though I wrote them off like a month ago, so I'm never picking them again. I'll never lock them up again. But
And now they're really in trouble because Whipple sprained his MCL.
Oh man.
Whipple did.
Yeah.
I saw there was a crash. This is what happens. This is why he doesn't throw.
It's only a matter of
This
time.
is why you shouldn't be throwing.
His knees are shot. Yeah. All right, let's go to Bedlam.
Bedlam, early Bedlam.
Man, the one of the most inconsequential bedlams since the 90s.
The rivalry
Right.
is coming to coming to an end with a squeak.
Yeah, it was just just last year. This game was awesome.
You know.
Yep. I mean, most years at least one team has a whole hell of a lot riding on it.
Yeah.
Mainly Oklahoma, obviously, but certainly the Pokes had their
They've had their fair share.
yeah.
The year that they lost to Iowa State and could have gone to the BCS, they beat Oklahoma that year.
They
Was
did.
that their only loss?
44-10.
Wow. Who was that
Average.
Oklahoma team? Was that Oklahoma team good?
Is that Landry Jones experiment?
No, I think it was after Land. Well, maybe it was.
2011.
Yeah, maybe it was him. Yeah.
Can't
that
click
it?
on the year that has the results. Son of a-
But
I'll find it here before you guys give your picks because I don't know what I'm picking in this game. Obviously, I have some emotional attachment to the Pokes, even though they completely went off a cliff
they did.
without
I'm
Spencer
taking
Sanders.
the points here. I'm going Pokes in the points here. After Oklahoma 7's just too much. I'll go 3-point win for hedging. I'll go hedging P on Oklahoma State here.
Yeah. I mean, I presume based on the line that no Spencer Sanders.
All right.
And this is an angle game also, I believe, even though the rankings are not updated.
Yeah, that's why I don't need to look at it. I'm just gonna pour one out for Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler and Spencer Sanders, or just
Yeah, just a bedlam combination of sorts.
All right, I'll go with AY, and just kick some dirt on the Pokes for letting me down. And that was a Landry Jones team for the record.
That was a Landry Jones team for the record. Hey, who do you got?
Sooner.
All right, everybody's on them. Or not everybody. You guys, everybody else on 'em.
Dan took the Pokes. Yep.
Everybody else on 'em.
All right, the battle for LA. Can I bring this? I never bring it into these games. Can I bring it in?
You can bring
Battle
it.
for LA. Chip crashing back down to earth. The aforementioned Jedfish.
A4.
Giving it aforementioned Jedfish, giving him the business. USC kind of they get like a wobbly landing on their descent heading into conference championship weekend, where they probably will end up. I just think, I think that because I get in these scenarios where I think they're going to get a lot of the favorable whistle, right? I talked about it before. I thought in the UCLA Oregon game did not come to fruition that Chip would get the favorable whistle, but I guess it doesn't necessarily work like that in a basketball as it would in a basketball game. So I still like USC's overall talent. I think that is just a gut-wrenching loss, and UCLA, like Washington, you just can't lose those games, evidently, whenever you have such a top-heavy conference this year. And not saying they won't be motivated, but certainly reeling a bit. And I think Lincoln runs some circles around Chip, and they pull it out. I will go very, very much so classic potential, 42-38.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which would be great for the Pac-12 to have that game last week, and then you have this game this week.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be awesome.
All the upsets last week, and then
maybe the next game we're about to talk about.
Exactly. These two back-to-back games. The Pac-12, exciting. I mean, this is the best we've seen the Pac-12 in many years, right?
And San Diego State's going to have Pac-12 patches on their jerseys.
That'll be good. Pac-13. Or maybe down to Pac-11 at that point, right?
Or back to the Pac-10.
Or maybe back to Pac-12 if UCLA reneges, right?
Is that a possibility?
I don't think it's really a possibility, but they're acting like they're all pissy. Everybody's pissed off about it.
I saw
The pump fake would be amazing.
Yeah.
They also cited some kind of effect it would have on UC Berkeley.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not good for the
You
UC
think?
system. It's not good for the UC system. It is also not good. It would not be good if they reneged for Big Ten TV contracts and whatnot. I know USC and UCLA were a big deal.
Yep.
But this game, yes, absolute classic potential here. I'm going even higher score. Take the over, whatever it is. It might be.
See what it is while
It
you're
might be-
deliberating.
It might be 80 something.
It could be, yeah.
But yeah, I'm taking a 48-45.
76.
I'm going 48-45 USC here, reverse cover. Oh, not reverse cover, with the cover.
With the cover.
No defense will be played here. Everybody will get shredded. USC defense is absolute trash.
Yeah.
DTR is going to run all
UCLA defense is trash.
Yeah, but we don't know if what this face is in. Kaz Allen has been who's not in against Arizona. They missed him. He's one of the best players, right?
Yep. They'll have the big three, though, right? DTR, Charbonnet, and
But we don't know what was going on with Charbonnet, right? He didn't play against Arizona State. He did play.
Yeah, that
against
was weird. People weren't sure if he was suspended.
Yeah.
Or what? Yeah. The perks of being a college head coach versus NFL. No disclosure needed.
Exactly.
AY, I think you already hinted this earlier in the pod. I think I know where you're going. See if we've talked about
I
it.
did. Yeah, I mean, I know I mentioned a little bit. Just mentioned that I watched the first quarter of Colorado USC. Check in quick. Very unimpressed with the Trojans. Could be a little bit of disdain. I don't really like them, especially now with Lincoln Riley. No, screw them. But they picked up like back-to-back 3rd and 20s against the Buffs defense, who's not good. Caleb Williams looked out of sync. I know they put up 55, so all is well. I really hope USC wins this game. I really do. I hope they win. They're thinking playoff going next week. I might even lock up Notre Dame for next week right now. I'm feeling so good about that game.
Wow.
Cannot wait to go into the Coliseum and defeat the mighty Trojans. Happens every Tuesday. I mean, USC they're a bunch of frauds out there, I'll tell you that right. As for this week, just escape. DTR and Charbonnet, Chip and company. Very, very good opponents. I think USC, I don't even care. I just want them to win. So give me USC winning this game by 7 points. Like, you can't lose to Jed. No offense, Jed. What a great year. But you can't do this. I think Lincoln's gonna, get everybody rallied. Say, hey, look, we're the Pac-12 conference champions. Win this game, we're going to the championship. I know they might be looking at it a little bit, but this is crosstown rival. This is a big game. Get the Pac-12 title game. Then they'll refocus and they'll shift to the. You got to think they're shifting focus a lot here. They got to win this week to get the Pac-12 title game. Then next week they just shift focus to the title hunt, the playoff hunt. Then shift back focus to Pac-12 title / playoff hunt.
Right.
There's a lot going on. And this turnover luck is going to catch up with them. I kind of hope it extends one more week. And I guess we'll bring it full circle where Dan started with the possible, 1 or 2 whistles maybe. You never know.
Yep. I'm telling you, that's a thing. It's going to be a thing here.
Up. I mean, there's nothing I hate more than on these post-game, call-in shows, talk radio. Oh, this was the worst officiated game. Save it. Save it, Sally. I don't want to hear it. But just know going in that there could be 1 or 2 that
big play. Oh, here comes the flag for holding.
It could be a hold on a screen on 3rd and 20. That's an 18-yard gain that flips the position, but in essence it doesn't. Something like that.
That's the stuff I'm talking about.
I'm not talking about 30 seconds left and they call this. No, they're not doing it then. Come on.
They don't get a 5th down or have to punt on 3rd down like Penn State.
So give me USC here, and give me USC on. Give me that game next week. I'm ready for it.
Ooh, yeah. I've been calling for that 1-loss USC or maybe unbeaten USC team.
We've got a lot of consensus right now. 3 out of 5 are consensus.
Yep. I think I'm okay with that. I feel better about that with the smaller slate. We'll see, though. Should we get into my game?
This is your bring it in. Another bring in for you.
No, AY's going to bring me in.
All right.
He's going to introduce our games, and then I'll go into mine.
Tar, Oregon. Woo!
Oh, shit, yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was like, what are you talking about here, our games?
Yeah, I knew what you were saying, Ken. I knew what you were saying, Dan.
I know. Admittedly, I am crawling across the finish line. I cannot wait till we get to the playoff preview. Until then, I'm going to be dragging.
Tar, Oregon. I'll keep this brief. I think Oregon bounces back. Give me Oregon by a touchdown here.
Okay.
I agree. 2 losses to Utah last year. They have some revenge on the mind. They don't oftentimes lose twice in a row at home also. They'll be at home, I believe, here, right? And so I think they will bounce back here. I got Oregon winning here I'll go by 6, 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. All right. Wait a minute. You get Oregon by 6. Is that what you said, Ken?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to filibuster a little bit. I know how long you were going to have to step away. But Dan Lanning, as I said in the text, is an absolute madman. And I understand, from what I understand, he's been behaving this way all year. Some of the stuff, though.
Are you talking about
kicks,
the fourth down?
No, the onside kick is the newest wrinkle that I don't really see.
Yeah.
Very much elsewhere in the NFL or in college. That is what's like, okay, he did that, neat against UCLA, and then he goes back to the well again. They don't get it, but they only give him a field goal, and then they end up going and scoring a touchdown, I believe. Or they at least got the ball back with more time to spare, was the idea. So it's a really interesting game of 4D chess being played that is going to take some time to be adjusted to. But yeah, then the fourth down with the backup quarterback, when Bo Nix was flailing his arms, if you haven't seen that highlight, it's interesting that he didn't call the timeout. Did he freeze? I don't know if he really addressed it. I'm sure it was some mumbo jumbo that he spewed. So I'm not saying I don't trust him, because I think it's impressive to be able to pick your team up off of a 46-3 loss week 1 that could be deflating to pretty much everyone. Look what happened to Florida State when they played Alabama. They completely cratered. There's been other teams, USC, that could never really get back on track after playing Alabama also. So it's impressive to get to the point where they're on the doorstep and, certainly had the inside track of winning the Pac-12. Now it's meh. And now the more important part is Whittingham gets them, and this is a team they smoked twice last year, right? Correct?
Yes. Or they yes.
Almost back-to-back weeks. I
Yeah.
believed in Oregon both times and could not have been
That's
more
why
wrong.
they're due. That's why they're due.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
I can't do it. I got to go. I got to go youths. And they are coming off the bye. No, they're not coming off the bye. Why do I think everybody's coming off a bye week this week?
That's a real late bye for whoever's coming off the bye, because you got UConn's bye on the brain.
So I like the youths. Tough to get back up after that. So we'll see if they can do it again. Oregon, I would go against it.
Texas,
but I think they're fairly even, these teams. It's certainly coming in from two different directions. But see.
Texas has a guy named Sir Jabari. His first name, Sir Jabari. It's good. Not Serge. Sir Jabari. That's good.
Rising back too. I meant to say that. I couldn't remember his name when I was
Cam
rising back.
Cam was risen.
Yeah. Cam is risen. Back into the starting lineup.
Back there. Okay, back to our games. Right there.
Our games, yep.
Who's up first? It is
Dan.
Pitt Panthers hosting the Duke Blue Devils. Pit lane 7.5.
Don't see it. Team cannot score. That's the problem. It's still the offense cannot score. They had 2 touchdowns and 4 field goals, I believe. Just shout out to the defense, continue to play well. Back to 2 of the stronger back-to-back performances, regardless of opponent. But
shout out to the family.
Shout out to the family. Shout out to the defense. And I can't have the team lay that number because Dukie's a little bit frisky. They can put points on the board in a variety of ways. Riley Leonard, good dual threat quarterback, above average maybe dual threat quarterback. I don't know if I would go as far to call him good. Certainly has had his way with some of these teams in the ACC. Not sure what all that says. And I think they get some mojo. I really do. The Duke team, that is. They left for dead, and now they got the inside track on finishing second in the quite poor division, but second nonetheless, despite expectations. I'm sure they were pretty much everyone had them last. Them or Georgia Tech in the Postal. So expect a solid fight. Freezing. It's going to be quite literally freezing temperatures, and so that'll be fun to sit and watch Pitt's offense try and function in. So I will say they win. They continue the streak, but I got to go hedging P here. Apologies to the family. 20-16.
I will go. Yeah, I agree. 7 points too much. 7.5 too much. I'll go with Duke here to cover.
I feel better, you guys. 25-15.
Okay.
All right.
I think the run game is there for Pitt if they just figure it out. If that makes sense.
I know it's going to sustain it too. So maybe this Duke defense isn't particularly strong. Maybe they'll be able to push them around. But it's just like it crapped out against North Carolina. North Carolina's still the bottom three, conservatively bottom three defense in the league, and it crapped out the offense. So it's disturbing. It really is to think of last year to this year, and if you could only put your finger on what the reason is. Oh, they lost Kenny Minchie too. Pitt commit. Probably going to Notre Dame.
I just mentioned it.
Oh, who mentioned it?
I mentioned it earlier in the maybe.
Dan gave like a little sideways jab at it.
Yeah, a side jab at you.
Well, it didn't hit me because I didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I was looking at something else. It's probably looking like the USC.
What was it in reference to again?
I don't know. I don't know where we would have brought it up.
I'm not sure when you dropped it.
It's about.
But yeah, it's
Maybe
Pitt is
it's
beyond due for having a decommitted player or a player at least within their grasp locally go elsewhere and show out. So that's my prediction. First round Minchie, 2025 draft. No, 2026.
All right.
There you have it.
We got the hot Boston College team here.
Oh yeah. AY was nervous about him, he said.
Yeah, Emmett Moorhead taking over for Kovic. Is it because Phil's bad? He's injured?
Could be badly injured. Could be badly injured.
Might just be bad. I don't know. But
turned into a pumpkin.
I mean, it's hard to ignore just straight facts at this point. Notre Dame has a dog against the number 4-0. Notre Dame is a favorite against the number 1-5. Notre Dame is a favorite of more than a touchdown against the number 0-5. And now they're laying 21 to a BC team who has nothing to play for besides the trip to South Bend for the hell of it. They're not going bowling, so if they can be convinced to get fired up for this game, then why not? Notre Dame possibly looking ahead to USC, and seemingly through 10 games now, it's pretty clear that they play to the level of their competition. I never really liked that phrase or that saying or that cliche or that comparison, but it is so true this year. And I guess with a young team like the USMNT are, I guess you can I can't even say it without laughing. As a young team with the first-year coach, No, not Greg Berhalter. He's not first year, anyways. Anyway, poor Gareth Southgate over across the pond is just getting owned. And
Gareth.
World Cup hasn't even started yet. Poor guy. Anyways,
You're talking
Yeah.
about unreasonable fan bases.
reasonable, yeah, Mary. So Notre Dame, they really do. It's very clear. They have gotten up for the big games this year. They have. I mean, last week we'll address this now. I mean, first half, 35-13, another blocked punt. It's ridiculous at this point. Second half, they had, I want to say, less than 10 yards of offense after sacks. They got sacked 5 times second half. Navy stormed back. Like 1 or 2 big plays, a nice turnover, super short drive. Notre Dame escaped. The game it wasn't 35-13 close, but also wasn't 35-32 close. Somewhere between, I suppose. Doesn't matter. It's in the past. It's over with. And Notre Dame needs to get back to Pine. Looked incredible last game. Just freaking tossing around.
Like a fine wine.
He's not that good. The running game could not get going. That was frustrating, weird. So this week, BC, 21 points. It's too many. Just win by 10. Just win by 10 somehow. And just gear up for S8. So give me Notre Dame 30-17. Notre Dame.
I'm going 45-10 here for Notre Dame.
What Can said. I was going to go 42-10.
Whatever. All right. Penn State,
2
Gers.
block punts.
Block punts.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Will they block a punt this week?
Yes. Give me that prop.
They love blocking.
It's incredible. It's so much fun to watch punts now.
On the edge of your seat.
Oh, it's exciting.
All right.
Penn State, Gers catching 19.5 here. Woo.
I won't dive too deeply here. They got their home field
Please
advantage.
don't.
It'll be freezing, like you said, Dan. I'll have similar weather here, believe it or not, on the East Coast, as you will in the same region.
Startling.
Startling. Neighboring states can't believe it. Penn State matches up pretty well here. It's a team that has been struggling. Best player, Melton. He's brother of Bo from a couple years ago. Pretty good athlete. They got a couple good players. Izzy in as well as their safety out there. Number 2, Avery Young. It's been pretty good. And then they've had a defensive end as well that's been pretty good. They play tough. They've played a million different quarterbacks as well this year, unfortunately. They have finally settled on Gavin Wimsatt, I'm not sure. But he is not altogether that, this is his first year. He played last year, so he enrolled in the middle of his high school career. He basically skipped the rest of his high school senior season and then went in and played. Didn't really play that much last year. This year, started off on the bench, like I said. But they've been playing him, and he struggles against even the most basic defenses. So I shudder to think what he's going to do against Diaz's exotic looks. Bottom line is, I don't think they'll be able to score that much. They got a couple of nice playmakers as well, though. If you remember Aaron Cruikshank from Wisconsin, he had the last game he had played against Wisconsin or for Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl. He had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Then he transferred to Rutgers. He's been there since. Pretty good, dynamic athlete. But again, other than him and Melton, they don't really have much, and I'm not sure that they can really score against this defense. Either way, Vedral, he's like I said, they started playing Gavin Wimsatt now, so. Vedral is still there.
Coach's decision. That would be a coach's decision.
Right. Bottom line, I'm going to lock up Penn State for a second week in a row against the Big Ten East, and I'm locking them up again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking them this time. I don't know why you've had this process with Maryland the last few years, Cam. Maybe it's since they beat Penn State actually a couple years ago.
What's about?
It's like you're a little bit afraid of them, and then as the season goes on, you come to realize they're their ass,
Yeah,
or they're still the bow.
that's still about.
But for whatever reason, I bought into that earlier season fear and picked them to cover last week. Backdoor. It was a backdoor cover pick. Not really stepping on that big of a limb. However, very wrong. I will go back to picking Penn State against the Gers, who are battling for bowl eligibility.
They are at 4-5 right now. 4-6. Sorry.
Don't shortchange them in the loss.
Shortchange them in the loss.
They'd have to upset Penn State and then beat the Bow.
Dare I say this would be better than any bowl or bowl win that they would ever get. This one, if they get this en route to a bowl game.
This season, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Hey, what were you
playing like Pitt or Duke in the bowl game?
You mentioned Crookshanks, which maybe makes me think of Hermione's cat.
Yeah.
That's all I've been thinking of last minute. Look, I think this is a game for the Lawn Boys to get going.
Oh, yes, it is.
Like that two-headed monster y'all got, it's not bad. If it had 3 heads.
And the T formation coming up big.
The T.
Yeah.
Maryland did not have a bad game plan. They put the lid on the passing game. Obviously, the weather wasn't good either, but
yeah,
that's what they game planned to do, and they took that away. But luckily for Penn State, they had a dominant running game that came up big for them and scored when they need to. It got really, really pretty boring and ugly after the first quarter and a half for anybody watching the game, whether you're Penn State or not.
I heard the best song in the country right now.
Oh yeah,
being played Penn State ahead of the curve on it.
The family shouter outer.
That's right. David Guetta, I'm good, but really I'm blue. Still love that song. So after I heard that, I was satisfied and did not return to that game. Although I wanted to see if I did check in to see if Loxton would go for the field goal to cut it.
Oh yes. Respectfully declined.
Yeah, had some pride.
Good pridage.
Yeah. All right. I have prepared a lock. Did I skip over anything? No, we're good. We've made our way through the slate. This is a special one. AY already made reference to them once. This is the apostrophe Murica parlay of the week. I've never done such a thing.
USA.
This is what it is.
Southern Alabama. You're going Southern Alabama, aren't you?
YO plus 14 parlayed with U.S. men's national team. Money line plus 175 against the Bloody Welsh. Plus 439. Lock it up.
What?
You're going at the Dragons.
I'm going at the Dragons. Gareth Bale, who actually looks like a dragon.
Yeah. Good representation.
What is it? USA what? Plus what?
So it's parlay
Yeah.
YO plus 14
Yep.
with US money line plus 175. The parlay pays plus 439. And that is how it'll be graded.
So are you saying that this is worth more than ours? You get the plus 439 here. What's
Well,
that?
if I win, then I'm going to come back and say that, yes.
Okay.
No, that is how I want it to be graded, though.
All right. Okay. For the purposes of this chat in this pod, the YO1. What if you lose it? What if you lose the USA part, but you get the culture?
Then I lose the luck.
All right. Okay.
That's the risk I'm willing to take.
That is a risk.
Because I believe that we will win. Me and John Hamm. John Hamm is Santa Claus.
John Santa Claus. Yeah.
Oh, Kent locked up Penn State.
How many times have I
for
locked
this
him up
part-
this year?
AY is the one with pressure on his shoulders here. This is the storyline of the podcast this season. We just
Yeah.
we established Can's 8-3-1 record last week was the high water mark. there's no 9-2, 10-1.
So
Clean
there's
sweep, nothing.
there's 3 under consideration. We mentioned the Washington State at Arizona, Wazoo laying 4. I mean, come on, that's I kind of like that. If I wanted to get as gross as possible, I would take Baylor. That seems gross. I think if you watch Winners on Thursday, Scott Van Pelt will say a Hottie Bees, hold on to your butt special would be Kentucky plus 22.5 at home.
Oh,
That would be a hold on to your butt. Absolute special. Texas -9 at Kansas. Cal -5 home to Stanford.
Oh,
Deep into the bag of tricks.
We're
Wilcox coaching for his job potentially.
we're feeling the pressure. Iowa State
You're going to the game. You're going to the game.
-3.5.
The big game.
Big game.
I guess I have one question. Is Tanner Morgan playing this week?
Does he have a great pair of legs? Yes. Is he playing though? I would. It would lead me to believe that Kokonakis, Thanasi Kokonakis, is not quarterbacking for.
Callum McManus. Callick McManus. Callick McManus, I think it is. Callick McManus, I think.
I just googled Tanner, Minnesota. It is getting late.
I believe he's playing. Oh,
No, he got benched last time. Did he?
Tanner Morgan out. Athan, Callie McManus in against Northwestern.
I'm pretty sure he got benched against.
we're just gonna
Nebraska.
avoid that game.
Okay.
I was gonna say we got to go at Iowa finally.
Yeah, spin the bullet into Iowa.
Auburn, and the other one I was looking at was
Northwestern.
Colorado State
Yeah.
plus 22.5 at Air Force. I really think this team.
Another Norvell.
Oh wait, I didn't see this one, but I think I like this now.
Let's hear it.
JMU -9 Georgia State. JMU was banged up. They're healthy now though.
Interesting.
You know what? No, we're gonna go with what I originally thought. I've drawn it out. I'm going with Washington State -4.
Wow.
Wow.
Against Jed. Riding high.
I like
Why
it.
selling
Let's do it.
high? He's selling high.
That is the sell high move.
That is a sell high.
That's what we're doing.
Cougs trying to get ready for the Crapple Cup. That will not be a Crapple Cup.
Yep.
They're rolling a little bit. I see it now.
Better late than never.
That's what we're doing. Boom.
Here we go.
Feeling good about it.
All right.
I don't want to take a road favorite, but come on. Oh, also, one I looked at A&M. They're laying 33.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. They can't score 33 points.
UMass third straight road game. Not good, but no, we're not doing it. Wazoo -4. Feeling good about it. Penn State. We got a 14 parlay here. Quick before we go. 2 questions on the World Cup. What round does the U.S. get eliminated.
Round of 16.
Round 16. I'm gonna say
Make it to the Sweet 16. Wow.
And you will not see more shaping of that success leading into 2026. It will be so gross. These young kids, they got through a tough group amidst all the injuries.
a few more pats on the butt going into it. I think they get eliminated in the group stage.
How many points do they get? You going over under? We'll say over under 3.5 points. Because I heard a guy talking about, I won't, steal it from him without giving credit, but the favorability of Wales playing England last is huge. It's similar to what we talked about, how the U.S. played Germany last in 2014.
Yeah, okay, I hear that. I mean, so Iran's manager's back for the third straight. He's in his fourth straight World Cup, third straight with Iran. There was some kind of election fixing where
Yeah.
like whoever got elected said, "Hey, I'll bring this guy back," and that is so messed up over there.
Yeah. And they're talking about cutting players from or they did maybe cut players from their roster based on their political views.
And if their wife is showing their hair, like, oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But everything aside, they do play a very compact game. And so you think in match day one, they're just going to absolutely park the bus against England and crush the hell out of them. And can England? I think Sterling will break through though. For the Lions,
Three
England
Lions.
through,
Stupid.
and screw Iran. So I think USA and Wales. I'll just give the slight edge to
Bloody Welsh.
They're very, 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 very slightly. Ken, how far does US make it?
Not out the group stage.
Oh my gosh, Kent.
And who wins World Cup 2020?
The French, are they good again?
Yeah, third best odds.
I'll go with the French back to back.
Well, I keep hearing good things about Argentina. Unbeaten third. No, who's that again? Pogba.
Argentina
Pogba's
playing
going to be
well.
Pogba. How old is Pogba? He's got to be like...
Pogba's irrelevant now. Mbappe.
No, I'm not going France. I'm going Brazil. Bring it back home.
Mbappe's the one for France. It's just
Killian.
can you actually play with him?
Well, they already won one, so.
I do think if England can get through the group stage, as crazy as that sounds,
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
Are they? They're the favorite, right? Or is Brazil the favorite?
Brazil.
I'm going Brazil. I'm going Brazil.
France, England. I want to say Germany's fifth choice.
The Germans.
I'm going to go France, though. I'll say they go back to back.
Wow. Yeah, I'll go Argentina for Messi.
Oh, all right.
The legacy
I'm going
complete.
Brazil. The legacy complete. He is the GOAT. He's your GOAT if he wins it.
Oh, I mean, I can't put myself in a position to evaluate that.
To give a GOAT to GOAT.
Yeah, no, I don't watch.
You cannot go.
No. But I knew that they've been talking about it literally since 2014. That's the only thing he's missing.
We will
because he played 06, 2010, and then they started saying, he needs this World Cup. And they lost in the final to the Krauts. And then they lost to they played a crazy game against France, right? In the knockout stage in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a bunch of goals in that match. And then
they were up.
Yeah, here we are.
They're up
35 unbeaten. That's what I'm going. Argentina. Shout out to Paul Carr for that stat.
35.
Shout out to his family.
Shout out to.
Wow.
Now I know why we had a shorter shorter
Yep.
slate this week is because we had extra stuff to cover here.
We'll be
Footy.
back next week, and we will be able to give you a thoughts on USA's match day 1 results and preview match day 2 against.
What's the real quick winning continent? South America seems to be our.
Yeah, I would say.
Well, he's Euro. AY's Euro.
I would
Are
say
we?
Europe.
Hold up. Programming note. Are we going Tuesday next week?
Oh, you're right.
Good question.
That's fine. Yeah.
Let the audience know. We will be on Tuesday next week.
Tuesday.
Tuesday it is. We'll go to preview Germany and Japan for you.
All righty.
Wait, so we get to watch Portugal, Ghana, and then when that finishes up, we get to watch Bills, Lions. Amazing. What a great combo.
I'm pretty up. I'm pretty up for the World Cup Thanksgiving in this quirk.
Yeah. I'm everything except for the host, but screw that.
Yeah, I was just saying, despite the path we had to take to get to it,
Despite the path, if this was just in a vacuum, I'm all for World Cup
the
Thanksgiving.
time that'll be on is excellent.
Amazing.
Wake up Friday morning on Black Friday for Wales Iran at 5.
Ooh.
I don't think I'll be doing that, but
I won't either. All right, we'll be back next Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. For myself, Awad, and you.
Feast Week. We're already on Feast Week. They've got Feast Week promos, Feast Week bumpers going out.
Feast Week.
Hey, why gonna be doing some live releases for
Live
Feast
release
Week?
next week. We might put out the first edition next Tuesday night for Wednesday's plays. AYC.
Love it.
For Dan to my west
Good night, all.
and Can.
Shout out Pajeda again. And Zhang Wei Li, new women's bantamweight, or no, strawweight,
What is a bantam? That's the question.
one or the other.
What are you doing?
Stay warm out there, my friends.
Yep. Thanks for listening. See you next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes,
Tuesday.
sir.
Not
And
Wednesday
have a good
earlier.